Many of you know about this story. I mean, unless you've been sleeping in a cave or hibernating the last couple of days, I think you all know what happened about, NFL player about Damar Hamlin. Yeah, remember he caught cardiac arrest on a Monday Night Football with millions of people watching. Probably 50, 70, even 80 million people watching the national, probably the best Monday Night Football game between the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals. Playoff implications on the line. But that's not the main story. The story is about this. This young man is fighting for his life. He went to cardiac arrest. He got resuscitated. CPR performed on him on the field, and supposedly he's still in critical condition. Yeah, but here we go. Okay, NFL player Damar Hamlin fights for life while anti-vaxxers lick chops. Now, why would he be licking chops? What does anti-vaxxers have to do with this story? Are they going to sit there and say, "Whoa, he got vaccinated like that"? No, he has supposedly a heart condition. So we're going to find out why. Check this out.
Motionless on the ground, the country, perhaps some praying, others guarded, holding their breath, hopeful that this young man would.
I mean, there were a grown man and people in the stands crying because they could not believe. Even Herm Edwards said yesterday, on earlier, he said he's been around football for 55 years as a player, a scout, a coach. Never seen it. Nobody has never seen this at all. I mean, we watch injuries go around. The guy is laying on the field. He gets carted off the car, maybe an ambulance, but he gives a thumbs up. The fact what made the story so different between any other injury is this guy was motionless, lifeless. Never give a thumbs up. Because you guys think of thumbs up, I'm okay. But, the fact this guy was performed CPR.
Would survive. We'll tell you what's going on here. It happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL game suspended after player Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field there following a play. Let's show you fan video of exactly what happened, the aftermath, people reacting to it.
Let's check it out.
And here's what else you need to know. Hamlin received CPR right on the field.
That's
It went
right.
on for several minutes. Mm-hmm. He was placed eventually on a stretcher,
Well, I also heard speculation, but I heard some reliable resources. They had to get a defibrillator to resuscitate him besides the CPR.
Into an ambulance.
Yeah.
It was given oxygen, we learned, upon entering that ambulance, which transported him and some family members to the hospital. Ham was just 24 years old. He suffered a cardiac arrest following a play with his heartbeat restored on the field. According to the team, he is now sedated. He's listed in critical condition.
Still listed in critical condition.
Now, the incident inspired, if you will, some to don their worst behavior yet again. Mm-hmm. Right-wingers online began speculating.
Oh, yeah, the right-wingers, the anti-vaxxers, the pro-Trump supporters, the mega, the mega people, I'm saying, like the Americans, the people that conspire saying, oh, they hate Jews, Sandy Hook is fake, Uvalde's fake. We know what we're talking about, like the Philomoms and Dingleberry Dinkuses, the finding bench warmers, etc.
Speculating, as if with this young man's life hanging in the balance, this was the thing to do. The cause of the medical emergency, they speculated, was due to the COVID vaccine. You see, right there, Charlie Kirk, Joey Gilbert.
Look at that one right there. This one said, this Kevin Sorbo center saying, "Oh, it's the jab. The jab has nothing to do with this grown man, 24 years old, playing the game that he loves, close knit with his teammates like that." He said, "Oh, it's the jab or like that." No, it has nothing to do with it. This guy, we don't know if he has a heart condition. We don't know, like a regular heartbeat or like that. We don't know. The fact was, it was not the jab. It was the fact when this guy took a helmet right off the chest. And sometimes when you hit that split second, when your heart hits it like that, and you hit when your chest is hit hard or like bam, like a fast jolt like that, it can your heart would skip and so next thing you know. And the fact was, Hamlin stood up and he collapsed. The heart stopped beating. It had nothing to do with the jab.
Gilbert,
It has
Brent
nothing to do with being
Stinchfield,
vaccinated.
Kevin Sorbo. This is a tragic and all too familiar sight right now. Athletes dropping suddenly. There have been too many recent died suddenly cases to deny it anymore. This is not normal. Again, Hamlin, not dead. Critical condition.
Yes.
The world, fans, family waiting to learn his fate. And this is what these right-wingers
these
decided to do.
Anti-vaxxer, pro-Trump
so Jessica, I'd ask you to react
supporters.
to that first. I don't even know where your mind goes or how you come up with this drop of a dime, but indeed they did.
I think it's a parliament. I mean, how the hell does it go from maybe irregular heartbeat to, oh, it's got to be the jab. It's got to be, he got the jab. Or it's got to be the vaccinated shot like that. You know, like I said, these are the same people. These mega pro-Trump supporters, anti-vaxxers like that. And these are just crazy.
Yet again.
Yeah, this is something that we saw a handful of folks talking about when it came to NBA games, doing sideline interviews. I think Sideline Sanity had an interview where they briefly touched upon, athletes dropping dead because of the vaccines. So this was something that they were talking about. Now, this is just something that happens to athletes. I have a friend, I played college lacrosse. I have a friend who dropped dead on the field years before COVID. This is something that happens. And in the NFL, when you're sustaining substantive injuries, people tackling you to the ground, hitting you in the chest, you falling to the ground, getting the wind knocked out of you, this is something that can happen. We don't know. There is no scientific evidence that points to the vaccines causing this. There is scientific evidence that shows that COVID can cause cardiac arrest and blood clots. So when you consider those options, when you're deciding whether or not to get vaccinated, I mean, the choice should be to get vaccinated. The right spreading misinformation is putting people at risk at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think you put it very intelligently, very succinctly. None of the people who tweeted this nonsense is a doctor, I don't believe. Could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that was not really even their purpose. They just wanted to get out misinformation and muddy the waters. Again, a 24-year-old young man, his family in the stands accompanying him in an ambulance, not knowing his fate. And this is what they decided to do. Also, while his fate was hanging in the balance, you had FS1 host Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that fucking asset, Skip Bayless.
He strives to be
we're done with this. We're going to get to that video.
Controversial, somewhat. So here's what Skip was up to. He had, a different, tasteless take on the matter, implying the game should not have been stopped. So again, this young man collapses. The players, understandably freaking out. Some of them immediately start praying.
I think it's crazy. He said, oh, no doubt the NFL is concerned in postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so relevant. I've never liked Skip Bayless. I never liked him when he was on First Take on ESPN. Thank God he fucking left. I like him when Stephen A. is debating with, Mad Dog Max or like Keyshawn or other people like when Herm Edwards up there. I've never liked Skip Bayless. Never have. He's just a fascist left, right winger kind of guy. And like he bitched him on. He almost fucking like he had a cry feel when his precious Spurs lost the NBA final to the Heat in 2013. Especially we know that Ray Allen miracle shot and LeBron for a great performance in game 7. Yeah. And he's more worried about this game like that. Motherfucker, there's more on the line than a game. There's more on the line. There's a young man, 24 years old, who could suddenly die. I mean, this young man will never play the game of football. This young man is fighting for his fucking life in a hospital bed. He's still in critical condition. And Skip Bayless is more concerned about the game. Man, he's a fucking loser.
Everybody holding their breath. So Skip says, hey, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season? A game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Really, Skip?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Immediately, there's backlash for that. And Skip Bayless did sort of kind of try to moonwalk it back.
Oh,
So
he
then
tried
this
to
tweet,
hissy
let's
fit
put
it,
up
but he didn't
there.
apologize.
Nothing he says is more important than the young man's health. Well, not long before this, it was not that important.
Oh yeah. Now you're saying young man's life, but you didn't give two shits about the young man's life.
Misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him, and will continue to.
Yeah, sure you did.
I mean, this is how you pray. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he said, "Oh yeah, pray for that motherfucker." Yeah, you did such a good fucking spiritual healing there, cleansing with the frequencies of Skip. Like, shut the fuck up. Go drink your fucking Diet Mountain Dew and ride your power bike. People, there were fans up there. Even Cincinnati fans were at that University of Cincinnati Hospital with holding candlelights, and they're the ones who are praying like that. Wanting to see if Hamlin is still all right. His uncle was there. Fucking Skip. Oh, pray. Yeah, right.
I don't know what more we need from you, Skip.
Yeah.
Bayless did not acknowledge the tweet at the beginning of Tuesday's Undisputed. That's his hit show. He appeared emotional, though, about the incident. His co-host,
Wow.
Shannon Sharp, did not appear on the show. Some online now speculating it was
Shannon Sharp. Yeah, he's an ex-football player.
Comment. Okay. And I'll ask you to react again, Jessica, because sure, and this time of year, right? Because you got the run up to the Super Bowl, the playoffs, everything is on the line here. Shouldn't it be instant, though, that you move beyond sports and into, I don't know, the human arena when something like this is going down? How can they postpone the game? How will they make it up? It's so late in the season. There's really no way, in my view, of getting around it. Perhaps you have a different take.
Yeah, I mean, the dynamics here are quite troubling, and there's a racial component as well. I mean, when you have sports like the NFL and NBA, when you have players that are majority black, majority people of color, doing the hard labor, putting their bodies on the line for the entertainment of others, and so that the owners who are majority white can make a profit. I mean, there's clear racial components to this. And for the fans, it's like, why don't you get out there and play the game for all of us? I don't care that you're scared right now, that your friend could lose his life, is in critical condition. I don't care that, you're in this state and we're asking you to go out there and play a game and now put your body on the line knowing the possible consequences, as has just been demonstrated. I mean, it's a lot to ask of someone, but you're putting your entertainment above literally their lives. Like, that's the dynamics here, and it's that serious. And if you're the NFL, or if you're ESPN or a streaming network, it's so obvious that the motive there is profit, so that they can continue to get their viewers, their advertisers can continue to advertise on the game stream, so that all of the sponsorships, get their money from the game. There's so many dollars on the line, and that is so clearly the priority, especially when you see the replay of what happened, of him collapsing on the field from every possible angle. And when we cover the story, we have to use a fan video because there's so much copyright protections on that stream. It's so obvious that the game has been adapted in every possible way to make it as profitable as possible.
That's the problem. Like, if you're trying to use videos like a big network like ESPN or Fox or like something like that. Like when I was live streaming when they were talking about Brittany Griner being free at home, I did live stream, but as soon as I dropped it, it got blocked. So I had to do like little snippets of videos to have it go through.
Possible, and now I think it's time for them to make it as safe as possible for the players as well.
Because ESPN is owned by Disney Corporation.
And there seems to be a lot of collusion. I was monitoring things this morning, and I noticed there was a lot of comment from some of the regulars, some of the
plus, they're also,
NFL
they're
reporters,
also,
and of course you can't be that unless
they're also owned, and they run a company called
with the NFL.
Veritone.
They won't allow it. They'll run you out of there. Okay, they'll run you out of there. And they seem to all be quick to say, hey, my reporting, the NFL at no time discussed continuing with this game. My reporting shows the NFL played it just right. Since when has the NFL played it just right? Really? Really? Okay. And you make a strong point, too, about the racial.
Well, and for a while, she's going to say, really, well, I think she's talking about the point, when they say, oh, we're going to spend it for 5 minutes. Like, how do you get a grown man of some football players try to get ready to go out there to play a down, to make another run, to make another snap? No way. Watching their brother, their teammate, their close buddy, pass on the field knowing that he might not make it. You know, you get people that come out with career-ending injury. This guy might have a life-ending injury like that. There's no way a grown man. So they finally got it right after about an hour it went down. Decided to postpone it. And also learn they're not going to make it up this week, which is the right move. The right move.
Component. And I'll say this. All these other players on the field, you're right. You know, it's like shut up and dribble, or in this case, shut up and play football.
Yeah.
Do you think they want to go on? They don't even know what happened here. They don't know if their teammate, their friend, their colleague.
Well, and I think it's too, like, you get people, these right wingers or people like that saying, oh, you're an athlete, you shouldn't worry about social media and politics. Like, no, there's things that are bigger than the damn game. Like when George Floyd and Breonna Taylor got murdered like that. Like when you had the cop killing a man because he stomped on his neck. Or like saying, I can't breathe like that. That's why everybody had those shirts like, I can't breathe. And you get people like these writers saying, oh, we pay your money, let that shit up and play. No, there's bigger things than the damn game. Bigger things than like last night. There's bigger things than that football game. That are known a young man, 24 years old, he might not make it. They're saying he's still critical and saying, oh yeah, he's getting better. All of a sudden, we wake up next morning watching ESPN. Oh, he could die. We don't know. I mean, this guy will never play a football game. But like I said, will he make it? Will he live to see tomorrow? We don't know.
The league is going to survive, but no matter that, Skip. No matter.
Yeah.
Not everyone embodied.
Yeah. Say, Skip, go cry it out some more. Go cry it, the princess. Go cry about how your Prussian Spurs are sucking up the last couple of years.
Trash box behavior during this critical moment. There were plenty of people, while Hamlin is still hospitalized, who said, what can we do to help? And they decided to donate. And they did it again and again and again.
And again. Look, check this out.
Toy drive, the Chasing M's Foundation.
Yeah, he made this about 3-4 years ago. He wanted $2,500. It's got over $5 million on it.
His goal was $2,500. See it there. It's up to an incredible $4,105,000.
It's up more than that now. It's up to over $5 million. Okay.
Like we said, not everybody wants to be trashy. Some people say, you know what, I feel helpless. I am wanting this young man to survive, desperately be whole again.
Yes.
His family to be okay. What can I do? Okay, I'll donate. I'll do something. I'll donate.
Yeah, just like their fans out there in the hospital holding candlelight vigils out there, just mourning and praying, they're praying for the frequencies, the spiritual healing to come out there and heal this young man. With that said, I'm out here, Mike. Peace out.